Rafa,
Hi.
nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
So could you tell me a little about Ducit and what you guys are up to?
Sure, Ducit is an open banking platform. It's an artificial intelligence open banking platform, mainly focused on two key areas, on credit risk and fraud detection.
Okay.
That's the suite of products we've developed.
Yeah, fantastic. Fantastic. So I've got four reasonably broad questions about open banking.
Yeah.
I'm going to fire through. The first question I've got is, what would you say is the biggest opportunity in open banking?
So I think that the two biggest opportunities, the first one is ending the unfairness of the current processes where the lower income families are excluded from many of the most competitive credit and lending products.
That's interesting.
So that's one aspect. But also the other opportunity is going to be on the improvement of the user experience across two key areas. One is going to be the debt advice industry, but also the lending industry across personal loans, mortgages, where you can automate quite a significant part of the income and expenditure side.
Okay, that's quite exciting, I suppose, with those two things hand in hand,
Yeah.
people lower income and a better UX for actually the loan process.
I think it's quite exciting. So if you look at in the UK, there are about 13 million people financially struggling, and the first step that they need to take to get debt advice is to complete something called an income and expenditure assessment.
Yeah.
That at the moment is manual, is totally inaccurate. It's someone talking on the phone with the debt advisor. It takes up to an hour. And most people don't complete it,
Yeah.
and as a result, they don't get the advice that they need. With open banking, we've tested the product, and you go from logging into the service to having all your transactions categorized and the income and expenditure done in about 45 seconds. It's quite a significant.
Yeah, that
change.
automation's pretty exciting.
It's pretty good.
So what would you say is the biggest challenge for open banking?
One of the biggest challenges that I can see sometimes is the oversimplification of some of the propositions out there for open banking. Let me explain you a bit more. So I'm seeing players in the industry getting overexcited about being able to display different accounts, the transactions from different accounts, but the reality is that has little to no value. And that can also undermine the trust from consumers, because if all you can do is to see different banks in an app that doesn't do anything of any intelligence, my view is that there is no value in that. So I think that's one of the risks. The consumers and SMEs don't know much about open banking, and if the first exposure they get to open banking propositions is something with such a low level of intelligence, they might turn away from adopting them going forward.
Yeah, we see a lot of that in technology. Every time something new comes out, VR comes out, everyone releases a VR app. It's awful, and that's the experience people have, and they say VR's of no use.
And then that sets a standard, and people will make the decision that there is no value in that initiative, where the data, the open banking data, the transactional data can transform payments, fraud detection, credit risk to a degree that we've never experienced before. But if there is no adoption from the consumers, then we'll have a big problem.
Yeah, absolutely. That's an interesting point. So what do you think is going to separate, probably answered it to a point already, but what do you think is going to separate the winners from the losers?
Our angle and our perspective is that the value will be extracted through the application of artificial intelligence, really. And that we see that as the biggest factor driving success in the market, focusing on what's going to become a commodity, the ability to connect to banks. There is no value there. You have to do it, but that's not where the value lies. It's in the ability to create and to deploy AI products, but for specific use cases where the consumer or the SME paying has been identified and can be resolved.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And so this is almost an impossible question, but I'm always interested to ask it. What do you think the world of open banking looks like in 5 years' time?
If I could predict in 5 years' time where we could be, I wouldn't probably be doing this. But I think that three key areas will be significantly affected and improved. So the first one is going to be lower income families and access to affordable products in a way that avoids them going deeper into debt and helps them manage their finances. That's quite a significant area in my view. The second one is I think that we'll start to see a reverse trend in terms of financial fraud. It has been increasing quite significantly, so it increased 16% last year versus the previous year. But I think that we'll start to see a decrease on that, and that's going to be driven by a combination of obviously transactional data from open banking, but also combined with artificial intelligence products to be able to identify anomalies and actual fraud. Yeah. And then the third one, where I see that there is going to be a significant impact, is across payments. So it's going to remove a lot of the inefficiencies in the marketplace, and we'll start to see a significant drop in the cost of payments in general.
Fantastic, really great answer. Thank you very much for your time.